May the season of giving and spending time with family and friends bring you joy that will last throughout the year. Have a safe and happy Christmas.
Ion Dependency with Garth and Natasha.
Reality radio, at its best, where every life is a biography.
Sundays, at 10 a.m., and exclusively, on I-95.5 FM.
And streamed live, on the Ion Dependency Facebook page, and YouTube channel.
Partying, party, 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 a partying, party, 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 a partying all day, a doing it my way, a partying all day, a doing it my way.
Say the lockdown thing, this carnival ain't not taking that. Give me a shot of punch and Hennessy, Grey Goose so fat. Feel it.
Till I drop. Who say? So
don't try to change me at all. You didn't know how to love alcohol. Cause your mother they tell you and your father they tell you that I is a drinker. I don't drink until I fall.
Because I was born a drinker, which mean I go dead a drinker. Tell them I was born to party. Nobody love rum more than me. They want me to stop. Who say? Party till I drop. Every carnival, my woman always coming down by the bar. The most embarrassing part is she always walking with she mother. She say if I don't stop liming and drinking, she gon' leave me by force. I tell her she could find me right here if I had to sign a divorce. So
don't try to change me at all. You didn't know how to love alcohol. Cause your mother they tell you and your father they tell you that I is a drinker. I don't drink until I fall.
Because I was born a drinker, which mean I go dead a drinker. Tell them I was born to party. Nobody love rum more than me. They want me to stop. Who say? Party till I drop. Who say? Some people say like I going mad and some say I need a bush man. Cause every year around carnival is when all the madness does start. So don't try to stop me, don't try to change me. I done stuck in my ways. Had to find no missing person report if you can't find me for this. So
don't try to change me at all. You didn't know how to love alcohol. Cause your mother they tell you and your father they tell you that I is a drinker. I don't drink until I fall.
Because I was born a
Grand Rising Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to Ion Dependency. Across the country, bar owners are sounding the alarm. They say the new alcohol tariffs are draining revenue and driving customers away.
And we have been hearing the frustration about empty bars, reduced staff, and bills piling up. And yes, that is a real economic hit for many families and small business owners trying to survive.
But while the conversation is focused on falling sales, there's another reality that doesn't make the headlines. Behind every lost dollar, there are lives that are changing, some for the better.
Today we're speaking with Lila, a woman in recovery from alcohol use disorder who says the real price of alcohol wasn't financial. It was her family, her peace, and almost her life. Now she is rebuilding and doing it by helping others as an assistant nurse at a drug treatment facility.
Two sides of the same coin, the business losses and the human gains. Let's get into it. Good morning to you, my dear.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We always, in this season, we're going to start another journey, which is Christmas straight into Carnival.
Yep.
And a period which is expected for a lot of drinking and a lot of, partying, and people expect that alcohol will always be available. You have apart from which you have the companies having their Christmas
promotions,
dinners, luncheons, but they all have free alcohol, especially, and I always tell people that's the best place to see alcoholic in your company. When free alcohol is sharing,
Definitely.
that's when they stand out the most, and so today we're gonna take a look at that, and during the we're gonna replay a clip from Minister Swabhat Singh.
Yes, his presentation in Parliament.
In Parliament, you're gonna see you're gonna hear that, and we're gonna tie it into the bar owners complaining on how hard they were hit and all of these things by these tariffs, and but then we did some research. Natasha found that on C, Natasha.
Yes, a video from the New York Times about, obviously in an American context, but about how alcohol taxes can in fact save lives and have been saving lives in the United States.
Right, and then you're going to see a video of me stealing from a bar.
Not literally of him.
When I was a crack addict, yes. And you're going to see that video. And also, we're going to give a little kudos to the police again, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service officers who applied CPR to a civilian and actually saved his life. Yeah. And as usual, featuring the counter-trafficking unit of Trinidad and Tobago, 4 arrested during Operation Iron Heart. We're going to share all of that with you this morning, but let's start with our guest here this morning, and she's been on a remarkable journey as well. So let's get into it. Tell us about the beginning. So you grew up, were you born, grew up, and what shaped your journey?
Well, I born and grew up in Sawa, Barataria. I am from a family of 5, my mom, my dad, my elder sister, and younger brother. But we grew up in a household where there were more people, so I had my grandmother, 2 uncles, my father, 2 brothers, and 2 cousins. And,
big family,
a big family,
household.
yeah. So there's no room for privacy and such like that. But at the point in time growing up, I wouldn't want any privacy at that time. I'm small.
Correct. That was fun.
That was fun, running around and playing.
Yeah.
My grandmother, though, she had a shop. So we used to sell all the necessities. And, growing up with my brother and I and some cousins, we would see all our older cousins and sisters and them trying to take a little smoke a cigarette and stuff like that. And we tend to do the same thing, we go behind the drain and try and take a pull and, see what I was like. But, besides that being so, I always remember one of my aunts used to say that, when I was younger, I was ill, and my mom was working and she couldn't take care of me and stuff like that, and she used to be around and take care of me, and they would say that I would get trouble to sleep and stuff like that, and what they would do, they would give me some brandy. They just say brandy is the quickest thing to help put a child to sleep.
Yes.
That was such a bad practice, eh?
And with that, I, again, didn't really take it on growing up. I am also from a Hindu background. And I didn't really believe so much into the Hindu faith as I grew up in it because I was seeing everything that's been going on in it. So some of the things that was done was not part of the religion itself. It was done selfishly by a particular person in terms of taking advantage, or would say who's taking advantage of. Some people would say rape, but of course definitely is without consent. And I don't know if you know this there's a flower, a plant, it's called a datu. There's a nice long bell flower. It's a pretty flower.
Yes.
But there's a a seed that goes with it on the tree. And with that seed, I was told, because the manifestation of the spirits into the person, they would say, if it's Hanuman, they would say the Christian to Hanuman is St. Michael and stuff like that, right? Okay. And they would tell me that, you know, I have to eat one of these things to do some stuff, right? But again, I'm young, like 8, 9 or something around there. So I have been eating one of those things for every day, you know, a certain time.
There's joy juice. We call it that.
We call it joy
right.
juice.
Well,
Yeah.
that too. We have always heard about that plant growing up, but we always warned about staying away from it
Yes,
because it was.
because of the. It sounds crazy.
It has psychedelic.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yes.
Wow.
And I did actually after a while, because I wouldn't know anything that's going on, and during my junior sec days, then too, I didn't know myself for like a whole term. You know, I was just there lying down. They carried me to doctors and stuff like that, several doctors to see what's going on, and nobody could have said what was wrong. And I vaguely remembered my brother-in-law, mom. She was praying for me, and I saw her face, and that was it. I just saw her face, and that was it. And I went back out again. I can't remember. There's a lot of things that I can't remember from that period, time. But I did remember though when I did get myself back together, I ran away. I ran away from home.
Do you think that you were given the datur in order to enable, and what is the word I'm trying to that they gave you that substance to disenable your senses?
Yes.
And that facilitated the abuse?
Yes. As well as taking pills as well. The thing, I think it was Valium. And also, most people use punching. So, again, at that time, I listened. I was a very timid child. You know, I wasn't a very forward person or bold person like how some people are, you know.
So you grew up with low self-esteem, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
And you know, let's issue a disclaimer here. We remember the practices back then. It was normal, it was understood, and it was accepted.
Yes.
So it's in most quarters, we all grew up in that era where things. So now, thankfully, I'm sure most parents now, with the education that's out there, can understand that we have to change that way, or you know, we can't grow up our children to grow up like how they did.
Definitely, because I have 2 children, and I have made sure and told them, listen, if there is anything or anyone that interferes with you, please come and tell mom.
Right.
Whatever it is bothering you, if it's something in school, if it's something at home, if it's someone from the family, please let me know, you know, and we will work it out.
Right.
And I also used to tell them too, because again, coming from this family, you know, my sister and I we never used to really get along. And in my mind, I thought when she left home, and she went to stay with her uncle, my father's big brother. And in my mind, she left us. She neglected my brother and I, because we were the younger ones, and we had to, you know, defend, or I would have to defend my little brother, and when my dad is acting up and stuff like that, I would run and take him and hide, you know, or carry him outside of the road, because I was more like a tomboy. So I would tell him, let's go race. So you race him barefoot down the road, or have a skate, them roller skates. I put on one side, he put on one side, and we'd skate and going down the road, you know. Things that make him not, you know, for him to remember too much of the bad stuff.
Right.
But obviously, I didn't think that it would have such a big impact on him up till today now too. It still does. You know, so he is dealing with his own demons. But
So
not,
when your
not in a
older
way.
sister left, it kind of the responsibility of protecting your sibling fell on
How,
you.
yes, that's how I looked at it.
And
that
were
it fell on me.
Both of you, or all three of you, before your sister left, were witnessing abuse in the home. Your father
Yes, yeah,
against your mother.
yes.
Was it bad? Was it
It was
as
bad.
a result of alcohol use?
A
Or?
result of alcohol, and back then he used to use I think he used coke as well, because he had friends that used to come across and smoke weed and stuff like that too. So yes, there was more than one substance that he used back then, but now it's just the alcohol.
And when did you start to use alcohol as a coping mechanism, or to just escape?
That came later, after my husband had died. So I'm a widow.
Okay.
After my husband died, I was working, and I was working Sunday to Sunday, and just dealing with the kids and going home, and it just had no way to kind of cope. But I was always a smoker. I was smoking from since small, and I also started taking pills too, because I couldn't sleep. So I was taking, when I say pills, it's more like the Valium or sleeping pills, over-the-counter pills, right? I'll buy, and to help me sleep. So the drinking with that, still didn't really think nothing much, but it did form, and it started affecting work because I was working.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, how did you manage to function? So you got up still drunk or high, and then
I know I never used to sleep.
I mean,
I would be waking whole night, drinking and get up normal and go to work.
no, you say you got married, right?
Yeah.
Right. Was that marriage abusive in any way? Because sometimes women transition from home, from what they see, into the arms of somebody like their father. What they
right. No,
witness.
he was not abusive, but he was also not always there.
Right.
He was more on self.
Right.
Seeing about himself and doing the stuff that he likes.
He wanted
then.
to do.
Yeah. So he would be furthering his education and doing his exercises and stuff like that. He liked his weights and stuff, and things like that. But the relationship wasn't always that great either. We had our ups and downs. And there were a few times that I did leave, and I said, like, this is not going to work for us. And I went back home, and my mom would say, you have to go back.
Oh, wow.
And, I would say, Mom, are you trying to send me to my death? I would just say that,
Yeah.
And there was one time that when he did send me back, and he tell her, she called and talked to him, and he said, no, he not taking her back. And I didn't want to go back, So the whole family on both sides they were not happy with what was going on.
Right.
Right. And then a while after, about a few months after that breakup, he got sick, and he ended up in the hospital, and he died. He had 3 malignant brain tumor.
Oh, wow.
So he died. So we left where I was living with my mom. We ended up leaving, my brother and I, because my father, he used to smoke again where I live. People in the area would have the weed and thing hiding in the land now. So a morning I got up, and my son was on the ground, and I see my son picking up this big thing on the ground as a spliff, a big spliff, and I was like, what? I got so angry, and so scared at the same time, because what would have happened to my son if he had eaten that, And my brother and I decided to leave.
Wow.
And we went and we rent. And, there I had stopped smoking for a while, and because I had my son. And when my husband did die, I did pick it back up. I started back smoking. And then I started drinking Hennessy in the, like the Nescafe when it now came out, in the cups. So I used to buy the Nescafe, I used to buy the little Hennessy, and I used to pour it inside there and drink it, so nobody even know, well, I drink it in work. And where I worked was in Sawa, so it was away from home or away from the family. So they wouldn't smell anything on me. And I would work and smoke at the business itself.
Wow.
And
it didn't affect your work or anything like that?
no, I was working normal.
So you were functioning
I was a
addict?
functioning addict.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was always active. I'm always walking. And stuff like that. But I guess
nobody noticed anything.
nobody noticed any. No, that
different about
at
you.
least I don't think that.
But you were dependent that time?
Not really as dependent then.
Mm-hmm.
When I really got dependent is when, after my husband died, a few years after, I had a spine surgery. And I had a friend from years ago, and he was married as well. But we were always friends. Everybody used to always come home and lime and stuff like that. And he was going through a situation with his wife, and he got divorced from his wife. And we ended up together.
Mm-hmm.
So, say within a 4 months, or I mean a 4-year period, we were dealing together and stuff like that. Things seemed to be going good, but I was on this pill now called Ambien, which was, I asked, because I used to buy the pills to help sleep. I went to a drugstore, and the guy from the drugstore said, have you ever tried this? And I was like, no. He said, but does work? I said, does work good? He said, yes, I just tell me plenty of them things that's working, or it don't work for me, And then when I tried that pill, I remember taking one, and I felt like I felt like I was getting sleepy. But then the sleepiness passed. So then I took another one, right? And then with that, I remembered reaching up to Salma, and I don't know anything else after that. I don't know how I got home or, but I was addicted to the pill. And I continued buying the pill. And until he realized that, hey, something is wrong with Lily, because she walking the road like if she's a zombie,
Mm-hmm.
And through him, my ex, is he made me wean off of that from taking the whole one to taking 3/4 to taking to half to taking to quarter, and then off days and then none. So I came off of that, thank God, and stayed off of that. But in the interim of that now, while being together, of course, the depression from childhood would always stem, because I always seeking the attention of my mom, always feeling left out with my sister, and she's always focused on my sister. Again, from my perspective, that I'm seeing her, she's always worried about my little brother, and I'm just there. It's like, whoa, what to me, And
So you feel like the black sheep of the family, sort of?
yeah, always. And I would look at all of my cousins and them and be like, they have such a nice family, and so why can't I be like that too, Be seen, be heard, be like I'm doing my subjects or whatever the case may be, and can I get some help, please? Because I don't know, I don't understand. Maybe I'm a slow learner, right? I may not understand what it is going on here, but if can you show me this? If I try to do it, it's like, but you stupid, or you dumb? What to you, girl? That kind of thing. So I shy away. So I stop asking.
You just Friday, Natasha, I was speaking to some women in the prison and telling them, well, all the lectures I've been doing, and this is part of the developmental stage of people's lives.
Yes.
That your head big just like your father, and you're stupid just like your father, you're worthless just like your father. You see, hearing these things, parents, I hope you're listening the lesson that this lady here is presenting to you this morning. If you're doing it, you need to stop, because you tend to lose your child and start losing them, and don't know that you're losing them by saying these harsh words to them. So you were told that you can't figure it out, you say you're stupid or what?
Not just parents, siblings as well, cousins, they tend to do that. And then just don't bother with you, because it's like, you wasting my time, So and then in school, it's the same thing, because they're not getting the attention from the teacher, because the teacher's attention back then was on other students.
Right.
And back then, teachers used to be drinking as well.
Yes.
And coming to school, So they don't, so you know what I did? I used to sit down in class and read a Mills and Boone book or something, and they never say anything. So that's, I realized that, maybe it's not my time. This is not for me. School is not for me. I just went along. I didn't do the subjects. I didn't do maths or anything like that. So, but now, of course, I would want to do that. Now I want a change. So that's why I'm trying now to do the CRA course and better myself. For me, as a person, for me to feel good about myself. And I'm still working on it. And I have a sponsor and everything. I'm doing my 12 steps. So, that has got to me this far.
So, let's go back a bit to childhood. There was one time that you were essayed. Let me just use that for, how did that affect you? You were assaulted?
Assaulted?
Yes.
So
well, the language now you're using on social media is essayed, so.
Okay. So because I did not know that it happened to me, I remember just being in a room and then not knowing anything else. It was after some years that someone told me about it. And he said it wasn't his business to say anything at the point in time because he didn't want to get into any trouble.
Right.
And when I did my program at New Life Ministries, which really helped, really helped, because they had us go really deep into ourselves and search ourselves when we were doing life story and stuff like that. And dig into yourself to see, what it is that has you, the way you are. And then by doing the 12 steps, writing about the people that you resent. That is how, when I was going into that now, I went through a whole period where I was like real down, real depressed, because I'm going back into deep into the things that was hidden, that still is. Still lots of things that in there that probably hidden. And I remembered some stuff, and then I was so angry to see that I didn't see these things at that time, as a child, and it hurts, and I cried, why? And then to top it off, when I left, then after I got married, I went back home. He started come back and again, not knowing that was going on. And he used to say he's sorry. He hope I could forgive him. For what?
This is the person who assaulted you.
Yeah, and it's like, for what? And then I realized, well, that's when I realized this is what this person did to me, and I was like, you know what? Stop come. My mom and them stop him. My brother-in-law, everybody stop him. So I have no dealings with him whatsoever anymore.
If you just join us, you're listening to Independency, and Lily is slowly and painstakingly going through her journey in life. As we go along, she's dropping a lot of hints and examples of if you are in that situation right now, or your child or children in these situations, you're preparing them for failure later on in their lives. And I'm hoping that you're picking up what she's saying here. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we will tell you, because she's not done there yet. I mean, even as an adult, she was assaulted again in a public place that you would think she could have been safe. So we see people walking the road daily and really don't understand what they've been through or what they're going through. And this is her story here this morning. So let's go to that quick break, and we'll be back. Stay right there.
Mr. Dobson here from HMP London. Can I speak to Mr. James, please?
This is Mr. James speaking.
Thank you. Can you hold the line? I have a call coming through to you, sir.
Sure. Hello, Daddy. Hello, yes, Brian?
Daddy, I'm just calling to tell you that look up in the UK for drug trafficking.
Oh, yeah? You lock up? And you tell me I was going to Bago? And I tell you about them boy I was liming with? Well, alright. Don't drop the soap. Carry out.
Eye on Dependency. Reality radio at its best every Sunday on I 95.5 FM.
Oh gosh, it really making hot today, boy.
Mommy, what you drinking?
I'm trying to cool down in this heat. Beer is not for you though. Only adults can have alcohol.
But Mommy, alcohol is not for you either. Pregnant women not supposed to drink alcohol.
Where you hear that?
Mr. Gart from Iron Dependency was telling us in school about fetal alcohol syndrome. That's what babies get when mommies drink while they're pregnant. I don't want a brother or sister like that, Mommy.
Okay, you're right. I'll go drink water instead, because I want this baby to be a happy, healthy child just like you.
Thank you, Mommy.
Drinking while pregnant can have devastating consequences. Think before you drink. A message from Eye on Dependency.
My story is an altar story.
Before Alta, I was so nervous, never understand a lot of things. Alta is a nice place to learn. Like if any student in this program made a mistake, or the other students will turn and help out that student.
I know Alta for a long while, I'm not lying. I know Alta jump out, I call me challenging, it was hard, but I fight still. I started to feel nice, I started to feel sweet about myself.
I really know writing skills was terrible. In within a year time, I do that level 1, I completed. What? That was like a dream.
The teachers are very wonderful, which is one thing I love. The next thing I love about it, it's free. You can't study what persons may think, the perception of person. So you have to focus on what you want.
I am enjoying every moment in Alta.
Today now, I can read, I can write, I can spell. Get into Alta so you can write your story.
708-1990.
Join us this Sunday for episode 46 of Eye on Dependency, where every life is a biography.
Bars are feeling the pinch. Owners say the new alcohol tariffs are driving away customers.
Who used to buy a nip, now they come and buying one small shot, and they're taking that with a beer and going about it.
But behind those numbers are lives that are changing.
I was drinking alcohol, I was smoking, I just wanted to drown the pain. I tried to commit suicide a few times.
This Sunday on Eye on Dependency, meet Lila, a woman in recovery who says for her, the price of alcohol was never just financial. It nearly cost her everything. Lila is now an assistant nurse at New Life Ministries Drug Rehabilitation Center. Join Garth and Natasha as we explore both sides of the story, the business losses and the human gains. Listen live from 10 a.m. on I-95.5 FM or watch live on the Eye on Dependency Facebook page or YouTube channel. The Counter-Trafficking Unit, Ministry of Homeland Security brings you Eye on Dependency. We don't just share stories, we change lives.
Thank you for staying with us. This is Eye on Dependency, and we are speaking with Lila, who is an alcoholic in recovery, and we and she's telling us about her life story, which has a lot more influences apart from just the alcohol. A lot of things have influenced her journey. And she spoke very bravely and forthrightly and honestly about that. We want to focus back to her now to talk about your drinking and how it progressed from being a coping mechanism or something you would do socially to something more dangerous.
And because as we told, as I tell people, even during lectures, that there's predisposition. And you obviously have it in your DNA, and you were the affected one. It happens in all families that has drinking, that involve drinking.
Yes.
So again, here's a live example of what we've been telling you about, that in a family, even though like the father was an alcoholic, or grandfather or mother, it can pass on from generation to generation.
Correct.
It can.
It can.
And you were the one who, with the affected child.
Yes. So I mentioned earlier that I was with my ex, right?
Mhm.
After the 4 years of being together, and again taking on my parents and my sisters and them, and like the woe is me, everything is about me. But at that point in time, again, because I was using the pills and stuff like that, and in between the drinks. But then I got pregnant, and but because of how I was, he didn't think that I was in a space to keep the child. So I had to have an abortion, which I did not want, because I believe in Christ, and I was really fully into church and stuff like that, and to do something like that is what broke me. That part there broke me.
So you went, even though you were married, he wanted you to terminate?
No, we weren't married.
Oh.
We were together.
Yeah, we
Right.
were together.
Sorry, yes.
And is it that he wasn't ready, or he thought you weren't ready?
He thought I weren't ready, because he found I have my 2 children that he was there for as well, to have bringing our next child into the how I was in the picture now.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be good, because I was already on addicted. Again,
Right.
I wasn't seeing myself.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
but to me, I was saying I was ready, because he did want a child.
How old were
Right?
you then?
I was 28. No, I was 32.
Right.
Yeah, I was 32. And when everything happened, I ended up doing it because all forces were for it, and I did
So
it.
he had support
Yes,
with what he was asking you to do?
yes, from both sides.
Your family and his?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
And that is what broke me. That is what made me drop everything and went wholeheartedly into using, drinking. So I started buying like Heineken by the tins, the 12 packs and stuff like that, and sit down home and drink it. And I found like it wasn't enough, so I'd buy more, and obviously I'll have my pills at the side, and I'll be smoking, just to numb the thought of that taking a life.
Yeah.
Or
just doing something that you were not prepared to do. I mean, it's all about having control over your own body and your own destiny. So having pressure to terminate or to keep, either way, I mean, is not something that is easy to deal with. So I can understand how you fell into that hole.
And I from there I started drinking from the beers. Obviously, I'd go to the harder stuff, the vodkas, the Johnnies, the other hard drinks.
And what was the response of the family then to your, because they must have noticed that you were drinking more heavily?
At the point in time, to me, I think they probably said she probably just going through this little phase, just to deal with that.
Okay.
But after a while, I just didn't care. Again, like I said, I just went out of my way to get what it is I had to get. When I say went out of my way, work, I had stopped working. I was getting money from NIS for the widow's benefit and the help for the children because the father passed away. And where I used to give them the money, I started taking back the money from them. So I didn't used to give them the money. So that used to last me throughout the month. From when I now started. And then eventually, of course, I would steal from them. And then I'd steal from my mom, you know. And
Was cooking involved anywhere there?
I smoked black already. But I don't think it was for me. Because as neighbors, I have some neighbors that would have been doing those things. And being with them, I did ask, and they said no. But when I smoked it, I knew of, you know, one time that something was wrong because I puked something one time. Because it wasn't the first time I had weed. I had weed before.
Right.
And I laugh. I used to laugh a lot. So from that to this thing, and when I did it again, same thing happened. I feel real sick because I was drinking alcohol, and again I was taking my pills still.
Right. Well, you're so lucky. For those of you who don't know what the black is, she spoke about is a combination of crack cocaine and marijuana mix that rolled into a cigarette, heated, and it turns black on the outside when the cocaine melts, and that's why it's called black. And a lot of children now are being tricked into smoking black, but that's another story. So, but still, you end up, you still had the same traits where you were stealing from yourself, from your family, from you know. And they didn't notice, didn't ask what was going on, what's happening with you.
Yeah, well, sometimes I'd borrow and say, I'll pay back, and I would pay back, but I'll borrow again, and then eventually I will steal, and I will steal it, but I'll put it back.
Right.
But they didn't. Sometimes they would notice, or sometimes they wouldn't notice. Sometimes they would ask, and I would say no. You know. And then my father is drinking as well. So when me and he now sit down to drink together now, and he get high, obviously I taking all his thing. I would take back from him.
Right.
You know. So I would drink out his own when he gets high.
Wow.
You know. So when I go now, and I was liming now, started liming in this bar, and they used to have karaoke's, and you know, I used to go because, you know, I knew the people well, and the people in the area and stuff like that. They knew me because grow up. And one night I went to use the washroom there and at the karaoke. And someone just, as I walk in, someone just walked in behind me and had their way with me. They raped me and just walked back out, you know, and I was like, what happened? You know, what happened there?
Wow.
And that it was so quick, you know. And I never saw the person again though. But
you
after
knew
that,
the person, were you familiar with the person?
No. And from that day, I started staying home. I never went anywhere on the outside anymore.
So wait, he followed you into the ladies' bathroom?
Yeah, it was just one bathroom. So I guess.
Oh, one of those shared.
Yeah. Yeah. So and the door could have locked.
Right.
So once you go in, the door locked one time. So all there's two different things. So he locked the door.
Wow.
Yeah.
And raped you in the bathroom?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And
I didn't tell anybody. I talk about it now. I talk about it at the center. But this is the only time I'm talking about it now because, again, I would like people to be aware of the dangers.
And what was your reaction? What was going through your head after that? Immediately after, I mean, did you?
It was just, I was in shock. And I just walked out from there and walked straight home. The only thing that crossed my mind was a disease.
Or if you're infected by something.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the only thing crossed my mind. Otherwise, other than that, I was like, what happened? What? And then.
And did that prompt an increase in the the drinking?
Yes, it did. Because I felt more embarrassed, more unworthy, more, you know, I don't know how to put it again, how hopeless. Hopeless.
Yeah.
Hopeless is the word.
You felt dirty and worthless too?
Yes. You know, why? So then why do I want to live now?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So this is where I tried to commit suicide. It's not once, not twice, it's not 3 times, but over the years, you know, I have tried.
You tried to commit suicide the first time after that incident?
No, it was before, long before.
Long before that?
Yes. Yes, it was once when I, with my cousin, back then, when I ran away, and I realized they wasn't taking me on. I went to stay with some people who I consider like parents. They used to come to the shop, and the guy used to say, tell my dad, you know, he want to adopt me, and stuff like that, you know. So I went by them. So people, the same thing you were saying earlier on, God, where the woman went and they said she went by a man. I didn't go by no man. I went by the people.
Yes.
Because I was going to school at that time. So I stayed by them when I was going to school. And when I told them what was going on, they came home. So they put my grandmother to sit down, my mom, my dad, and my cousin and stuff like that. And they talk about it. And my mom was quiet. My dad was up like, you know, he was like, if she could do it with anybody else who's her cousin. So there's like there's a rite of passage? That's like a rite of passage or something.
Wow.
I don't know. You know. And with that, everybody gets silent and it left right there. So that there, my whole world was just, you know what, Lily, I'm not worth it. I'm not worth anything.
Right.
From then.
So don't tell me you survived Amazon.
I didn't drink Amazon. But what I did take was a combination of Valium, Sindol, Panadol, Gravol, it would have like amitriptyline, a
concoction of
yes.
pills, basically.
And the ambulance came, they spoke to me, and they said, let's go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm not going nowhere. Because my mom and my brother and my mom was arguing about something. And I said to them, I said, hey, what? Well, stop arguing now. Everything can. And I sat quietly in the gallery, and they realized something was off. And they called the ambulance. And the ambulance come and they say, well, you know what, you don't want to go to the hospital? I was like, no, why? I'm good.
You wanted to die?
Yeah, but I was good. I was talking to them, I was answering them good. So they said, well, sign the paper and stuff like that. And I went and sleep. I get up in the morning and I went and dropped my children to school and I went to work. Normal. And I was like, what? Why? You know?
Yeah.
Why? And then there was another time that I was like with another cousin. They were the only two people that I started to line with after the incident at the bar. And so we would go and I would buy my stuff and I would go there and we would hang out by home with them. And there was one day we were supposed to go out, right? We were making a line to go out, and that day was one of the hopeless days that I felt. Well, hopeless. Well, thing where I was questioning myself. Am I alcoholic? Started questioning myself now, you know. Am I an alcoholic? I asked them at time too. Oh, they think I'm an alcoholic, and they were like, no, you drink the same amount as me, you know, and we drink together. But they didn't know that I used to have a backup at the side. So even though them drinking with them, I still had a backup.
Right.
You know. So they would say no, and I again that day I tell them, I called them, I messaged them on the phone actually, and I said, here what, I'm not feeling so good today. I won't bother to go online. But like my cousin pick up on it. By that time I done had my knife cut up all hair. So all hair to all hair were cuts.
You cut?
Look, still have things on it. I'm watching all they have things. But I trying to cut into the vein. But he came and my son was home. But the whole thing was cut up. And he came and he banged on the door. And he took me up and he carried me by him. And he kept me there for 2 days. My family didn't think that was a good thing to do. They think that they were encouraging me. But I told them flat out, no, they weren't encouraging me. That is me on my own. Nobody can force me to drink or anything like that. I did that willingly. So there's no blame thing for nobody.
And you, I mean, you couldn't even get that right. Is that dull knife you choose?
Boy, imagine that. You think I had rugged edges and I going sore and still.
You just bruising up your skin
I
rather than
just
cutting.
yeah.
But
So I'm thinking now as you're describing that.
So I
that
think I
these-
had going sore, like going sore.
but nothing
you're
happened.
slicing and it's not the,
Yeah, like what?
So I'm thinking that these attempts that you're describing were not really attempts to take yourself out, but cry for help.
yeah.
Or some attention for somebody to say, hey, Lily, you need to do
Yeah,
X,
but then
Y,
I
or
really
Z."
wanted to go though. Because I tried pills again. By that time I didn't know about cameras or anything. I didn't say that.
So you know, I always said somebody who don't want to commit suicide will tell people are going to commit suicide. But somebody who really want to do it, don't say a word, they just go and do it.
That's what I said. I stayed in my room and I told my cousin I'm not coming out. I'm not feeling well.
Right.
He still reached.
Yeah.
But he sensed something was wrong and he came.
Yeah.
So you survived that.
I survived that.
You tried again after that?
Yeah. And then I asked and I realized it was a failure because I'm still here. And then my brother-in-law realized, hey, something is wrong. Because we weren't speaking for a while. And he was like, what's going on? And I said, I need some help. She said, so why to talk to your mom and them? And in their mind, and my brother and my mom's mind, I am a very strong person. I
you can
took
get
care of
over
my
it.
children, you know, getting through whatever it is I have to do. I was functioning, I was cooking and doing everything while I'm, you know, I was never a ignorant drinker. I would be dancing and happy, you know, singing my songs, my Bon Jovi songs, stuff, you know, and so in their minds, you know, no, it's all in your mind. And I was like, no, I need help. I need to get out of here, you know. And then my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, I spoke to them and they know that I needed it. And he said, well, give him some time because he had a business and he would help me. And I said, okay. But I saw accustomed to people that, you know, not keeping their word. I give myself an next time, It so happened, me say January, he would help me. And I give myself till March. So I said, between then and then, I must find something.
That would put you to
That
sleep.
would put me to sleep. I must find something. Because I was really fed up.
So thank God you didn't know about Gramaxone and Janate and all of these things.
It just didn't click to me.
Didn't cross your
It
mind.
didn't cross my mind.
I don't mean to laugh now, but this is
Yeah.
crazy. So you tried again when you didn't hear from him. Did you try again?
No, he come.
He came
He came
through.
through.
He actually kept his
He
word.
kept his word.
So then we could go to know. So that was the moment, and that forced you to confront the reality of your addiction.
Yes.
What happened after that? Yeah, I might split it.
When I realized that I needed the help and I asked for it and I realized I was going to get it, he called New Life Ministries. And when he called me back and he said, we have an interview on Wednesday. I said, serious? Man, I pulled out a suitcase and I packed clothes and things. And I went on the road and bought a bottle of rum and I bought a pack of cigarettes. Because I had a bottle of rum already, but I went and buy extra one now. Because I know I ain't going to sleep. So I'm drinking and I'm packing and I'm talking and I'm laughing and I'm playing cards with my father. I said, Dad, I'm going and get some help back. And he said, but he thinking I joking and thing. I said, no, I'm serious. I go and get some help. You want to go up now? He said, you go first now. You go first. Right? And when I left, you know, he didn't believe that I would have gone, you know, to get the help that I wanted. I was so happy.
So wait, you drank the 2 bottles? Oh, did you?
I thought a little bit in the bottle. I was so vexed. Time was up. I had to give it to him.
So you didn't try to carry any with you when you were going up the hill, right?
No,
okay.
No.
Were you afraid? Did you have any fears or concerns about going into trip? Did you know what to expect when you?
No, I didn't know what to expect, but I was just happy to go. I was just happy to go.
So, in all, how many times did you try to end your life?
Once, 2, 3. Yeah, about 4.
4 times?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you believe now that the higher power is here for a reason?
Yes, definitely.
And you're
definitely.
serving? Yeah. The higher power is here for a reason. Because I've never met anybody so unlucky trying to commit suicide and never get through. You know, it was,
But before we go to a break, tell us a little bit about the first few days or weeks in treatment and what did that feel like for you?
But you did go the next day, right? Where he promised to pick you up.
Yeah.
And you
Yes,
did.
he did that.
Right.
I packed my bags and I was ready waiting for him.
Did you sleep that night at all?
No.
She stay up all
I
night
stay
drinking?
all night. Because I always had problems sleeping. I used to be waking right through. I literally used to go to the bathroom with my alcohol. To bed, but I used the washroom. If I go in for a walk down the road, if I go in hiking, wherever I am, I have alcohol with me.
Wow.
And when I went into the rehab and they did the screening, well, up there's the men's and Palasek is the women.
Yeah.
So they said, well, I have to go to get some tests by the doctor. And they drop me by the doctor. And then they said, we have to reach up there for 3 o'clock. So I thought I would get to go back home to get a last smoke. But he said, yeah, we're going home. But when they dropped me there now, they ran out of time. So I didn't get the smoke. So I was like, oh gosh, boy. The one thing I wanted was the smoke. But I didn't get it. So we head up to Palasico there and they admit me and stuff like that. And the first few days was, of course, is to relax, to get the medication, they give you the lorazepam in case of you get seizures or anything like that.
Yes, right. Detox.
To detox, yes. And after the first week, you know, being around other women because I was not accustomed to being around too much women. It was kind of thing, you know, everybody watching each other, and I don't know how to move because I don't know how. I never went about anything like it or never saw anything, you know, like it.
Because there's like a camp setting now.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have to wake up.
So no phones and all them kind of thing.
Well, they took away. Did you have a roommate?
So how the rooms were, it didn't have no doors. So it was like a whole, like a bunker.
Like a dormitory.
Yeah, a dormitory.
Okay.
So it's section off, but there's no doors.
Right.
So, yeah. At first, though, when I went in there, they had the teachings, they had the sessions, the workshops with communications and anger and recovery and dealing with self-awareness and stuff like that. And then we would have group therapy. But in group therapy, I would sit down and listen to everybody. But I wouldn't talk.
You wouldn't say anything.
I wouldn't say anything. You know, and then there's this thing called peer review. You know, we had to get evaluation and stuff like that. And they was like, that's going to 2 months, huh? But I was doing everything else. I was doing everything else. Whatever I had to do, I did. And they were like, so for my peer review now, they were like, I had to sit down in the middle of everybody and just sit down and don't shake my head, don't say nothing. Just listen. And I was told I was too perfect. I was told that I do not have a problem. I want to be a counselor. And, you know, so I stood down there and I was like, tears started coming to my eyes, you know, and so it was like, you don't have a problem. And I was like, but I'm here, I have a problem. They said, no, you don't have a problem. And I was like, yes, I do. I have a problem. The problem was for drinking, but I didn't think it was a mental as well, you know, issue. And they said, but you come in here, you doing everything good, you perfect, nothing. There's
what you
nothing
doing
wrong.
here?
What you doing here?
Yeah.
Well, I come for help. So what you want us to do? Well, I want you to help me. How? Well, show me. Show me what to do. You know, I literally started crying. Show me what to do. And then they say, okay, all right, Lily, we will help you. And with that, I started opening up in the group sessions, and I realized how much of a therapeutic value that it has in speaking out the things that I've been through, and hearing others talk about it as well, and sharing, and they can relate to what it is I've been through, certain things, and when I speak out, some of them could relate to me, and you know, it was fulfilling.
Yeah, that's how important group therapy is.
It was fulfilling and still is, you know. So I take literally everything that NA had from New Life Ministries towards my life. Where I come out, I get a sponsor, I work the steps, I go to meetings. But sometimes now, I kind of skip meetings now because of the job. I work shifts, you know, so sometimes I may not be able to go some meetings, but I will go some online as well. Sometimes I would go in person once I get the time. And now that I'm doing the course as well, so, but no regrets. And I beg to stay even longer.
So for the first time in your life, you actually felt that people loved you and paid attention to you, and they before you reached to that though, when they told you that what are you doing here? You're doing it here. Did you get any flashbacks of here we go again with my life and people telling me,
yeah,
you know, not
like,
taking me seriously?
Yeah, you're not listening to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Right. I feel like when you said that, I think you should have gotten
because the dejection there started coming back in. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing they listened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is proof of when you're in the right environment and the right setting, how that can change your mindset and your focus.
I told them that. I said, I'm so grateful for all of you here, for your help. You know, I can't express my gratitude enough to them. They said, Lily, but it's not all me, you know, it's all you too. You work it. You work the program.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to Iron Dependency, of course, and Lila just taking us through her journey through life as a polyaddict, basically. We're going to go to a break, and then we're going to talk about now as an assistant nurse at at New Life Ministry drug rehab facility. If she sees any person coming in there like her now, who she can identify with and how they helping. But those of you listening, Lila just proved that recovery is possible if you apply yourself to it. And I keep saying to parents over and over, we here too as well cannot, or no rehab facility cannot help you or your child unless they surrender and say they finally that they want help.
Yep.
Some people start rehab and they walk out after a week or two. We'll talk about all of that. When we return right after this break, stay right there. We'll be back.
Hello. Hi, this is Patricia Kent from HMP London. Can I speak to Miss Sheila, please?
This is Miss Sheila.
Hi, I've got an important call for you. Please hold the line.
Mommy, it's Sherry.
Oh, God, Sherry, we looking for you all the time. 3 weeks now. Where you going?
Mommy, I'm calling to tell you I get locked up. I have drugs in my luggage and I'm in England right now. In jail.
Oh, God, Sherry, what? What you do? How you reach there? Oh, God, how we gonna do
Come on, Mommy, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. It'll be all right. Sorry, sorry.
Eye on Dependency. Reality radio at its best every Sunday on I 95.5 FM. Don't
Hey, Ollie, I look into head home, you know. Who riding with me?
What? Oh gosh, you could mash up a line, my boy.
Yeah, cause he's still, We coming, bro. But first, one for the road. Nah, I real good, my brother. I have to drive Ollie home. And besides, with a police on the road.
You're a soft man, or what? Boy, throw back the drink, eh?
One taller boy, I am the designated driver and I must be responsible. So let rest me without talk now. Let we go.
Okay, now, boss. Okay, we coming.
Drinking and driving can have devastating consequences. Think before you drink. A message from Eye on Dependency.
My story is an altar story.
Before Alta, I was so nervous, never understand a lot of things. Alta is a nice place to learn. Like if any student in this program made a mistake, or the other students will turn and help out that student.
In Alta for a long while, I'm not lying. In Alta, jump out, I call me challenging, it was hard, but I fight still. I started to feel nice, I started to feel sweet about myself.
I really know writing skill was terrible. In within a year time, I do that level 1, I completed. What? That was like a dream.
The teachers are very wonderful, which is one thing I love. The next thing I love about it, it's free. You can't study what person's making, the perception of person. So you have to focus on what you want.
I am enjoying every moment in Alta.
Today now, I can read, I can write, I can spell. Get into Alta so you can write your story.
708-1990.
The Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service Hotline 800 PRSN. It's a toll-free number that anyone can call to report any misconduct or illegal activities within the prison service. All calls are strictly confidential and would remain anonymous. Simply dial 800 PRSN. That's 800-7776. Leave a message and our team of highly trained professionals will treat with your report in a timely manner, promoting security, integrity, public safety, and confidentiality. Do your part.
Thank you for staying with us. This is Eye on Dependency, and we are talking with Lila.
Natasha, before we continue, right? The conversation we were having off air, I want to share some of that with the listener, right?
Yeah, sure.
So those of you who we talk about signs and symptoms of a person in your family spiraling, your
substance use disorder.
Substance use disorder. You could give us a little insight about that too, and caring for yourself and what parents can look out for, in that regard.
Well, first of all is isolation.
Right.
That is a definite thing, because they're always in your room. I was always in my room, and I wouldn't come out. I wouldn't come out of my room to eat or anything like that. So sometimes when my mom comes home, she don't really check. Sometimes I never used to really check to see if I'm there or not, right? But the children would. Yeah. So I had 3 cats, baby kittens. The mom had died, and I had them living in the room. Now, because one of the things is because I didn't sleep, right? I would say, well, hey, I didn't sleep, so I didn't do nothing bad today. So I didn't need to bathe, Right. I still wake it. I didn't need to brush my teeth.
Right.
I didn't have to make up my bed. Nobody didn't come to see me anyway. My room would be in a mess. The cat had the litter box, everything was there, but still it wasn't being taken care of. The children would normally take care of it for me. But I was just there. I would lie down whole day. If push come to shove, if I feel like it, and if I feel like cooking, I'll go out of my way and cook a whole set of things, But definitely,
personal
hygiene is one, and the rooms, definitely the isolation is key signs to look out for.
So you graduated, and what made you decide was the decision yours, or were you asked to come back now and apply for a job at the New Life Ministries?
Oh, so because I begged to stay at rehab longer,
Right.
they didn't want me to go back to the place that I was working, but which is with family, and they were thinking about what I could do, and then they had the opening at New Life Ministries, and because I had some sort of experience, because I used to work at a pharmacy, I used to help take care of other people, elderly people. So I don't have the passes for it, but I have the experience.
Which is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the
You used to work at a
experience.
pharmacy.
Yeah.
So this is why you had access to all those medications.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they offered me the job. So before I left there, I came up, I did the interview, and when I came out, I started work immediately.
Now, your graduation, did any family member attend?
For the graduation, no, because it was just pre-COVID. COVID was still at.
Okay.
I was in 2021. I graduated in 2021.
Okay, that's in the
January.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they could not do a small closed graduation.
It was,
sort of?
yes, a closed graduation with me and some other girls from in the rehab. But yeah, so when I came home, I immediately started working at the center, which I was very, very grateful for. Still am. I like working there.
Because now you would meet people similar to your circumstance. And,
yes.
How are you able to treat with what you're seeing now? You're seeing yourself walking through the gate every day or every other day.
There goes I.
Right.
Yes. So we are not allowed to counsel, right? We, as assistant nurses, they have the counselors and therapists there for that reason. But if, per se, on a weekend, a client comes in and is going through some sort of meltdown or stuff like that, and I'll be like, from my experience, this is my story. From my experience, I have been here. I've been there. I've been in the same situation that you have been in. But you know what? There's hope. There is hope, but you have to want this. If you want this program, if you want to have your life back, you have to work the program and listen. Next thing, the key thing here is listening while in recovery. You have to listen. Don't argue back.
Yeah,
you listen to what is being said.
Yeah, because we know everything.
Of course we know everything. Who don't know everything?
Answer for every.
Yeah. So it's like a shh. You go to touch. Listen. So the key thing there was listening. And if you listen and not interrupt, you'll get what it is. And what I did too was I would tell them to, like, if they get the pamphlets or if they get the workshops and they have notes, read it over and over and over. You all have the books there as well at hand. Read the books. Don't just be there and be, woe is me, oh gosh, I fed up by this place, and they have the bickering and all these kind of things. Make yourself useful.
Did you ever encounter, because when I was in rehab, I saw it too, where people actually pick a fight and then, you see me, I go on, yes, I don't want to stay here no more. I can't take this place. Did you ever encounter that?
Yes, several. Several. One was with me too.
So you tried to leave out?
No, I didn't try to leave. Up at the center, yeah. Yeah. Not at when I was at the women's. Because this guy up at the center, he wanted to get a snack. And because I didn't want to give him the particular snack, he wanted he was making a fuss downstairs.
Yes.
So I came back downstairs and I asked, what is the problem? And he says, so why he does he couldn't get a snack? I said, because you're an older client and the newer client does get first preference. Right? And he started continue arguing about it and stuff like that, and he got like really heated and started cursing and stuff like that, and I got to walk up and the security had to pull me back a little bit, and he walked out and well, he used me as an excuse to get, to walk out.
Yeah.
Lily, the nurse, this and blah, 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 blah. But There are some who just come in and just didn't want to stay in the program. They come because the family wanted them to come.
Right.
Yes. And if they do find that the other clients and them is not to their liking, they will pick a fight or something. So not literal
fist
fighting, but they will have arguments and they will walk out.
Yes.
That's for those who don't want to stay. And then some of them who so need that the addiction is calling so much, the body is calling for it so much that they will walk out to go and get it. Yeah.
I hope you're listening, folks. That's the trials of getting clean and getting, and staying there. It's not an easy journey for some. And if you're just joining us, you're listening to Lily here tell her whole story. She'd been through a lot too. Polyaddict, got raped twice, tried to commit suicide 4 times, and she's here telling the story this morning. It's not an easy journey, as as some people would suspect. It is almost like you're fighting off that urge to go back out there. You want to do it on one hand, but like you said, if you do it for your family, you fail from the beginning.
Yeah. You have to do it because I want it. And I definitely wanted it. If you don't want it for yourself, your family can't help you, Family can't help you. Because you have to do the work. I did the work. I am doing the work for my recovery. And I am being vigilant because I say people, places, and things.
Right.
And people, places, and things includes my family.
Slippery people, places, and things.
Yes. So if they are drinking, I don't go. Right. My family haven't seen him since I come out of recovery.
And how long is that?
Going on January, make it 5 years.
Okay.
Because of the same drinking and stuff. But if I do go, it will be in the company of my children or my sister. I must have a good backing with me.
Yeah.
That, hey, Miss Lily is there. We had a family gathering, but she's safe.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling comfortable, let's go.
Right.
They take me home one time. So,
Yeah, and people need to understand that. I constantly tell people about staying on that road to recovery, slippery people, places, and things, and even family members who try to constantly remind you of your past, and because we have toxic family people like that too, family members, who constantly hold up a mirror to you, and nothing you say impresses them, or they don't want to hear you, and I know the feeling.
Support that you need, the support that the person who is using or is in recovery may be different. The support that you need from your family. Could you talk a little bit about that? How family can, what they need to do and what not to do when the person is in active use and when they're in recovery?
I would say, for me, in my experience, when I was growing up, what I needed was somebody to just listen. Listen to me, or listen to if I had a problem and try to understand.
And now that you're in recovery, how should they be behaving around you? I mean, you have support from your children, of course, and your sister, but
don't give me no special treatment. No special treatment. Treat me the way I would say normally treat me, but I am not the same person. But don't treat me differently. Don't treat me like I'm an outsider. Don't treat me like if I'm this addict.
Or you're superwoman.
Oh yes, I'm superwoman, because I am just human. I'm not perfect. I am trying, and they see this. They see that mom is trying. They see that the daughter is trying. My brother, up to yesterday, said to me, after this morning, that he's so proud of me. You have come so far. Look at you,
Are we frozen, Natasha? The line, have we lost connection?
No, we're still up on Facebook, on YouTube. No.
Okay. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Independency. So you were saying about how important family support is.
Yes.
And people won't understand this, but you have to be aware that you have an addict in the home now, and there are certain things that you can't do or encourage the person to do. And
yes.
Because some people tell you, but look how long you stop drinking, take one drink now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't have people like that. But I will tell them definitely, hello, I work too hard for this. But
Yes.
also, we stay away from all mood and mind altering substances, right? Which includes coffee.
Yeah.
Right? So like I said, literally stay away from all these things. So I don't drink any Lucozade, all those energy drinks and stuff like that. I don't. Why? Because that if I drink that, automatically I would want to smoke. Because it goes hand in hand.
That's right.
So, there's a trigger effect.
Yeah.
And then from cigarette, you'd want to go to the alcohol. So some people will say, no, that's not it. That's not the drug of choice. The drug of choice is rum, or the drug of choice is cocaine. That's not it. But it will lead you back to that.
Once you wake up, the chance.
Yeah, once it get there, it will definitely.
So as we press on, and we still want to share this additional information and talk about the alcohol sales and the tariffs and the taxes. And with the rise that in the alcohol tariffs and bar sales falling, some people say that fewer people would be drinking as a result. Do you think the cost of alcohol can push someone towards change, or is the real work much deeper than just the cost?
Repeat it, sir.
Do you think that the cost of alcohol being increased can push someone who is in
to make somebody say, look, I stopped drinking because alcohol is expensive now.
Change, or if it's deeper than that?
Nah, it's deeper than that. Addiction is a disease. Once you have that, no matter what, like I said, I stole to get what it is I wanted. So no matter how high the prices we raise, they have to get that, whether they're going by a friend to get it free, or whether they're going to sell whatever it is they have to get it, they will get it. And to top it off, although it's raised now, people are so smart. When it was not, when they had so much of sales over the holidays and so forth, do you think people passing up that? They're buying in bulk and putting down because they know budget coming. And they have that. So when they put their markup on that, how much money they're making? And the poor people still going to buy these things.
And there's always the alternative, the bush rum and the homemade
that's
stuff,
right, the
right?
homemade stuff, the homemade wines, the sorrel and the sour cherry and whatever, and babash. Oh, good, yes. Yeah, I remember babash, yes.
Yeah.
But let's go to the clip.
Yes, so let's start with the government's position. This is the Minister of Planning, Kennedy Swarat Singh, who is talking in Parliament about the increased alcohol duties and the impact that the government hopes it will have on alcohol consumption.
Please listen with an open mind.
And therefore, this decision to increase excise duties on rum, spirits, beers, and tobacco is in no way a punitive measure, but a planned and well thought out initiative aimed at a multi-pronged result for the physical, socio-economic, and future well-being of Trinidad and Tobago.
The Minister of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development and Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Kennedy Swarat Singh, as he justified the government's move to increase excise duties on tobacco and alcoholic beverages. Quoting from the World Health Organization, Minister Swarat Singh emphasized the urgent health risks of tobacco usage.
Tobacco is deadly in any form. Smoked tobacco products, including vapor pipes, contains over 7,000 chemicals, with a significant amount of these additives known to be toxic or to cause cancer. Use of smokeless tobacco products can also result in serious, sometimes fatal health problems. There is global research that indicates lifelong tobacco smokers lose at least 10 years, Madam Vice President, of life on an average.
The minister said the government's excise duty measure on tobacco has the potential to save the state's health sector close to $260 million.
This, if done right, can provide us with much needed resources to deal with other diseases affecting our populace, such as various types of cancer, diabetes, mental health issues, glaucoma, and much more.
He also explained the government's move to increase alcoholic beverages by 100%.
The new excise orders effectively increase the rates of all products that can be in competition with beer, rum, and cigarettes locally. Therefore, it includes items such as whiskey, gin, vodka, cigarettes. The idea behind this is simple. If whiskey, gin, vodka, and other spirits are very close in price to rum, then consumers would gravitate towards these other products.
In response to Minister Swarat Singh, Opposition Senator Vishnu Dampal said the government's decision appears to stem strictly for budgetary support without necessarily addressing a serious public health issue in Trinidad and Tobago.
The revenue raised will not be used to address the social costs of alcohol and tobacco consumption, including healthcare expenses, lost productivity, accidents, and crime. The revenue generated could have been directed towards treating addiction, health education campaigns, and supporting affected families.
Independent Senator Anthony Vieira expressed concern over the lack of consultation with the sectors who will be affected.
Businesses had already placed Christmas and Carnival orders with containers en route to Trinidad when these new rates were gazetted. Unforeseen additional costs, disrupted cash flows, and potential breaches of existing supply contracts. The absence of prior notice or transitional period undermines business confidence and creates a perception of fiscal unpredictability.
On October 13th, during the 2025 budget reading, Minister of Finance Devendranath Tanku announced a doubling of custom and excise duties on alcohol and tobacco products with the goal of raising an additional $1 billion in revenue. Daniel John, TTT News.
Right, so that was the Honorable Kennedy Swarat Singh in Parliament and some other senators responding to the government's measure which was implemented to increase duties and taxes on tobacco and alcohol. Now, a couple things to note. While the measure is one that a lot of governments employ in terms of revenue generation, our concern here on Our Independency is whether that additional income, approximately $1 billion, as was stated in the news piece, will be put towards prevention and treatment, because these two substances, nicotine and alcohol, are drugs. There are a lot of people who suffer from addiction to these drugs. And we have been talking about this for the last 24 years. So we know the impact of these drugs on society. So how are we balancing the need for profit by the businesses who are selling these drugs and the need for prevention and treatment for the people who are affected and addicted to these drugs, the public health issue, the profit versus public health, which is more important to society?
Of course, the public.
Right? So that's the balance.
And we have tried, constantly been trying, to develop a relationship with our present main distiller here. Mm-hmm. And they under one dispensation, they relented a little bit. But then let's go to the other clip.
Yes, this one is a CNC3 piece about how bars are being hit hard by the duties.
Right.
Basically, they're saying that we can't make enough money because alcohol is too expensive. People are not buying as much as they used to.
Right, but what about your customers? Did you ever study that maybe I should give back to a fund somewhere that can help people who, because let's face it, folks, alcohol has done a lot of damage in this country, whether by road accidents, domestic violence, mainly domestic violence.
And healthcare costs.
And healthcare costs. How many, including our main distiller, ever say, okay, let's donate to a fund that can help these people who getting sick from the drug that we selling? This is what we would like to see. So let's go to that clip. Listen to what they have to say.
Some bar owners say the 100% increase in alcohol excise duties has hit the industry hard, with sales plummeting and customers cutting back on certain areas. At Club 2011 in Debe, owner Ashmir Mohammed says business has dropped as much as 50%.
I will say it very, very bluntly. They're saying they will go back to looking for cheaper rum and bush rum.
Patrons are spending less.
Who used to buy a nip, now they come and buying one small shot, and they're taking that with a beer and going about their business. We used to sell a beer here for $10. Now we're selling at $13. A punch and shot for $18. Now we're selling that for $28.
With sales down sharply, Mohammed says he's weighing how to keep his business afloat by possibly diversifying. Atlee's restaurant and bar in San Fernando faces the same challenge.
It's disastrous. You can see, if you look around the restaurant, there's nobody here.
She says the situation is frightening.
They're not buying. They're not coming. I am looking at this weekend here to see what is happening. You know, I have to face it because there's no way I could sustain this and nobody's coming in.
Atlee adds rising costs, higher electricity bills and other taxes are squeezing small businesses beyond their limit. President of the Barkeepers and Owners Association, Satish Monasar, says the impact varies by location.
Yes, there will be an impact in certain areas where you would see certain bars have to close. As I would say, it's based on the location. The more village bars, like in the more rural areas and stuff, would have a greater effect.
Many of the bar owners we spoke to shared similar concerns, saying the hefty increase came too quickly and should have been implemented gradually. Sasha Wilson, CNC3 News.
So there you heard from the sellers of the drugs who insist that raising the prices is going to affect their business and their bottom line. But, I mean, we were just discussing off here that even for the persons who have an addiction or who have a substance use disorder, they are going to find a way to find the money to get the drug, right? Even for the casual drinkers and smokers, because they believe that they cannot enjoy themselves or have a good time without the alcohol, they will also pay the increased price. So we're struggling now to see how this is really a dent on the bottom line. What do you think, God?
It's only time will tell. We cannot, but because there are some people who will make the conscious decision, maybe there's time for me to stop.
Yes.
And they will, right, Lila?
They would have the one or two, yes.
A few,
yes.
I would say the one or two,
Yes, we will.
Yes.
We will save a few from this measure, and I have no problem in it. I'm sorry, is for me when I hear this, it's similar to a crack pusher saying, "Boy, people ain't coming wrong by me at all. What's going on? Boy? My drugs ain't selling as it used to, and but you see, we know the fallout. We see the fallout from it. So it's neither here nor there with me. Personally, it wouldn't affect me. It wouldn't affect Natasha. It wouldn't affect those. It wouldn't affect you.
No. Right.
But then there are those who will still try to fight it because the New York Times now. Listen what the New York Times had to say. Let's go to that quickly.
Yes, and of course the demand and supply. The demand for alcohol hasn't decreased, so we don't expect the supply to decrease. But the New York Times has this piece about how alcohol taxes save lives. This is, of course, from an American context.
Imagine a way to drastically cut the number of deaths on America's roads, to spare many from fatal disease, something that could reduce violence and even unwanted pregnancies. Well, it actually exists, and it's one of the most effective public health policies the government could ever champion. But most politicians won't go near it, and you're probably not going to like it much either. America has a drug problem.
American communities have been torn apart by
the highly potent synthetic opioid fentanyl.
No, not that drug problem. I'm talking about one of America's most popular drugs. Now, before you click away and pour yourself a stiff drink, this isn't a call for prohibition. The problem is excessive drinking and the lives it destroys. It might not seem like a big deal, but look at this graph. Here are drug deaths over the last 2 decades. And here's alcohol. It's killed way more people than each of those other drugs. The graph doesn't even include the majority of cases where alcohol contributed to fatal falls, deadly car crashes, and drownings. We all agree fentanyl is causing a national crisis, so why don't we say the same about alcohol? Excessive drinking costs the nation $249 billion a year, and an abundance of heartache.
A big jump in cases of alcohol-induced liver disease.
Alcoholic hepatitis.
Driving drunk and slamming into a car, killing 3 people.
And alcohol is what brought them to the emergency room.
How quickly it's deteriorating.
In fact, during the pandemic, lawmakers actually made it easier to drink.
To-go drinks permanent in New York.
We all know that there is one simple measure that will save thousands of young lives.
The government has tried loads of fixes over the years.
Or if we raise the drinking age to 21.
Not to mention some ideas that didn't pan out so well. But there's one approach, backed by decades of research no less, that could make a huge difference. And this is the bit you're probably not going to like.
Okay, everybody. Taxes!
It's this simple. Raising taxes on alcohol makes people drink less. And we know that from decades of research. When we drink less, guess what goes down? Liver disease, violence, and even sexually transmitted infections. These aren't just theoretical studies. Look at Maryland. When lawmakers there increased the alcohol sales tax, the rate of serious car crashes involving alcohol fell by 6%. In Alaska, a small tax increase led to an 11% drop in deaths caused by alcohol-related disease. And alcohol taxes are fair. If you don't drink, you don't pay. And people who drink more pay more. No wonder public health officials around the world love this idea.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
It is, in short, a no-brainer. And yet, American politicians show a stunning reluctance to raise taxes on alcohol. Many states haven't increased theirs in at least 20 years. New Mexico hasn't increased their tax in 3 decades. Oh, and by the way, they hold the title for the highest alcohol death rate in the country. Oregon last raised its beer tax in 1977. And Wyoming, not since FDR was in the White House.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
The last president who oversaw a hike in federal alcohol taxes?
Do you believe it will hurt your credibility?
No.
In fact, American voters have a long history of punishing politicians for increasing alcohol taxes. A whiskey tax in 1791 went down so badly it caused an insurrection. The threat of political suicide, and of course the mighty alcohol lobby, ensure that our politicians continue to ignore this life-saving policy.
Lawmakers are getting the message. In this election year, don't raise taxes.
Except, don't we elect them to make unpopular decisions like this? Sure, no one wants to pay more taxes, but the benefits of this are so clear. Are there enough leaders out there with the conviction to make the case?
Thank you to the New York Times for that, and Natasha for doing this research. You see, so the statistics, Lila, you see what they said about the statistics.
Yep. It only affects people who drink.
Yep.
And if the people who drink don't want to pay more for the alcohol, then whoop-de-doo. Can't do anything to help that.
Yeah. So, so it's actually what the minister referred to.
Yes.
And and they show that it actually works in some jurisdictions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's see what will happen here, because the sexually transmitted diseases and the car accidents and the domestic violence.
Yes.
You know, it
those
could
are
happen.
serious public health issues that need to be reduced. And
Yes.
if this is one way to do that, then why not?
If you're just joining us, you're listening to Independence. We're sitting here with Lila, who is in recovery. Well, she's an assistant nurse now at New Life Ministries, and she told a very touching story here this morning as well. But speaking of bar, let's go to this clip here and I said it's me, a video of me stealing from a bar, right? When you see it, you'll understand what I'm saying.
It's a short one, and it's slowed down for effect, but it's just a minute.
Yes, and I would like to let people know, proprietors know, there is no time with addicts roaming now. There is no time as a safe time for you to go to the bathroom and leave your door open. If you know you're going to the bathroom, lock it, lock the access to the cash, because somebody like me passing will find a way to get it.
Yep.
And hurt you really bad. And especially now, Christmas, look at this video. And
in front of the
security where you feel nobody can come through, and addict fitting through that. And he pulled the drawer, and
look
he
where the
took all the
drawer
money.
is relative to the gate. I
Right.
mean,
Now, this is taking chance with his life to it, because if the person had come out in time to see him, he was stuck in that hole, and he would have gotten beaten really bad. Depends on who it was. But this is just to show you, and this is something that I would have done during my days of roaming as a crack addict.
Yeah, opportunist.
Opportunist. And you see how we fit through that? Now you have your big road iron thing up there and feel, well, oh, you safe, we protected security. That is not safe from no addict. I'm telling you that.
Well, if it was locked, if the gate was
No,
locked.
if it was locked.
That would, he would not be able to.
So let this be an example to you people
if
who have
his hand
businesses
so
out
long.
there. You want to go to the bathroom, lock your door. Lock, and to keep him bother to close back the door.
No.
You just take the money and go on. Right?
In a bar.
In a
right?
bar. Okay?
So that is the
Bad
irony of this
struggling
whole
already.
thing. God, I teach the people.
Yes.
Lord.
So just be focused, people running businesses, because this is what we as addicts do. We look for vulnerable situations, and we will walk right into your place and leave your purse. You see like how Jamaica went outside there?
You went in a
You good, yes? You lucky I see it.
So I'm going to have a camera
You
there.
understand?
Here with our camera.
Yeah, it's no business. We don't business about camera. That,
Yeah.
We don't study camera. So you want to see that again? Go back to. So you want to say congratulations? Let's go move quick to this other clip quickly.
Yeah, this is a 30-second clip. This is just a short clip of police administering CPR to a member of the public and saving his life.
Yes, when the police do good, or any arm of the protective service do good, we have to give them their kudos. So members of the, I think it's the interagency task force, they were probably on patrol, and they saw this person in difficulty, and they actually had to apply CPR to save the person's life. And understand.
Who knew that police know CPR? So why they can't? Anyway, roll the clip short, man. Clip E.
So what you see on the for those listening on radio, we have an officer on his knee applying CPR assisted by a civilian, and they found this person in difficulty, and there's the officer applying CPR, doing the compression to the chest, and nobody then and you see now what this could give an example for police could have this equipment with them, there's something that you can put over the person's nose and squeeze a ball, and instead of doing mouth to mouth, they can do that, because not everybody comfortable with the mouth to mouth thing, right?
True.
We will do that in the class, go over the dummy and pretend we blowing, but in real life to apply this, not everybody
you
able
have
to
to
do
put
it.
a cloth or something
Yeah.
over, but
But
eventually
maybe we
are
can.
all officers trained in CPR and first
I
aid?
think they do that during recruit training. They would have somebody come in and do a session on CPR, because it's a basic first aid.
Yes.
Right. So we want to say congratulations to those officers for taking the time out, and the person survived. This is wonderful
Yes,
too.
yes,
You
good
know,
news.
this also helps to know after applying CPR that you save a life.
Yep.
And so thank you to the police officers, whoever you are. Thanks a lot for protecting and serving this citizen here. And the person survived, and I hope when the person comes back to life and to normal, they will go look for these officers and thank them, because you happen to be
Sure they
spending
will.
Christmas with your family because of these officers. So well done, officers. Thank you very much for your
you.
service. And one more news from the CTU this time, Counter Trafficking Unit.
Yes.
Another set of law enforcement officers who doing their work too as well. Natasha will share that. And we close off with some of your calls. If you need to call and speak with Lila to find out more about New Life Ministries, there you have a number that you can share with the public for New Life Ministries.
Right, so to get into the story, 4 persons arrested during Operation Ironheart. The CTU was arrested for suspects following a coordinated pre-dawn operation in the Penal Debe area. The exercise, codenamed Operation Ironheart, began at 5 a.m. and targeted multiple locations connected to a suspected human trafficking network. The intelligence-led operation was conducted in close collaboration with the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force Reserves, including the Defense Force Intelligence Unit and Special Forces Operations Detachment, and quite a few other
This was a
police
big one, boy.
units. But I didn't have room on the slide to fit all of them. The coordinated effort focused on suspects believed to be involved in the trafficking of a 14-year-old Latin American female victim. The victim has been safely rescued previously and is now under the protection and care of the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. The operation resulted in the arrest of 4 individuals, 2 Trinidadian and 2 Venezuelan male nationals linked to the crime of human trafficking, as well as 3 Venezuelan nationals detained due to immigration violations.
Now, anytime you have special forces involved in an operation, this was a big one. Serious. Even the reserve, so this was really Ironheart in truth. Yeah, they threw the book at them with this one. And, is it really necessary when that, because there was a video circulated with a fight on the ferry to Tobago, on the boat, that vessel going to Tobago, I think it's either EPT, which I can't remember which one. But part of which is they sell alcohol on these vessels too. Yeah. Is it really necessary? Yeah. Yeah. They sell alcohol? Or people walk with the alcohol? I don't know, but this was...
Maybe people, I feel is more people, because I don't
Somebody
see
needs
why.
to tell us, because I don't go near that boat. That vessel, no. I don't like going to Tobago by vessel at all. I don't like it. I just do. This is why I joined the regiment and I thank God. What?
Yes. Yes.
No, I ain't ashamed to say that. Natasha, I don't like the sea at all. Yeah, that motion thing, I ain't lucky with that. So maybe we should rethink selling that, and we want to thank Friend. Friend showed up here last week with cake and ice cream and so on. Yeah, thank you for your support, my friend. That was well received.
Yes.
And, thank you for supporting our guests and what we did and what we do here. Thank you very much. So we take some calls. You want to share some numbers for New Life Ministries in case people want to call New Life Ministries to find out more and how they could get help if they want?
Sure. If families want to get contact with New Life Ministries, they can call us at 297-5166 or 387-2598. There's always someone there to answer, except on weekends.
Right. Could you repeat that again? So, and
That's
Natasha will
Mondays
put
to
it in
Fridays.
Mondays to Fridays, yes.
Yeah, 622-3937. So we take your calls now if you have, yeah? Hello?
Good day.
Welcome.
Good morning, Gat and Natasha, and to your guests.
Morning.
I want to tell the young lady, ma'am, you have to stay strong in the Lord. Put your trust in Him always, and you are very strong,
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
You are very strong. Keep the faith. Keep the faith and keep reaching for the stars. All right?
I will.
Have a pleasant day. And I just want to do a reminder. People, the older folks, remember now is the time that the thief coming around. They come in and they asking for some. Could I have some water, please? No. No. Walk with your water. The answer is no. The older folks, I know they like to sorry for people. All right, just now wait, and by the time you turn around, that's it.
Yes.
To my people out there, be careful.
Especially
Be
the elderly.
careful when you're going in the bank. Look around, wait, walk away, come back, and do what you have to do.
Yes.
Right? So everybody, have a great and wonderful day. Gata Natasha again, my dear people, thank you 1,000%.
You're
Keep
welcome.
it going. God
You're
is
welcome,
great.
my dear. All the time.
All right, bye-bye.
622-3937. So, and the alcohol sales again on the vessel. If that is what's happening, then maybe government could
They need to relook at that.
yeah, take a look at that and
Even
see
though
if it's
they-
really, it's absolutely necessary. But there are some people who cannot go a long journey without having that drink.
I feel like the precedent has been set because alcohol is sold on aircraft. So why
Yeah.
not sea vessels?
Yeah. So it's really unfortunate, but that was a serious fight that I saw there. Although the guy, and he was so drunk, he put about 5 cough and miss. 622-3937. And as we come close to the end of our journey here this morning with another telling story, you have a chance to get your call in. And we thank, it's not easy for someone to come here and lay bare their life for the whole world to hear. So thank you again. Hello, good morning.
A blessed day to Mr. God, to Miss Lila, and to Miss Natasha.
Morning.
You see, when I listen to this program, and we want to blame the people for selling this or selling that, we as individuals have to take precaution of ourselves and our family. Sometimes we are the very fault to everything happening in this country. And you see, alcohol, some people take it as a hobby. They get into it and they never get out of it. Some get in and get out. And you see, one drink is too much for us, and 100 is not enough for some of us. We all have to remember, whatever we do is we causing problems right throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And as the lady who said, be careful. People coming and asking, Mr. So-and-so living here? No. But the tell is here he living, or she is living. Be careful, be careful. People, don't let us be cornish to one another. Let us be our brothers and sisters keepers, and let us all be nice to one another. Have a blessed and wonderful day to one another.
Well said,
Thank
boss.
you. Thank you
Well
very
said.
much.
It's true. We have to start looking out for each other. I don't know when it's going to start.
Well, it starts with me, right? Any change starts with you, the individual. So it starts with you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to the St. Clair's.
Morning.
And Miss Amina. Miss Amina Gill.
Lila.
Many were called.
Lila.
What's her name?
Lila or Lily? Lila or Lily? Lily.
Lila, okay.
Yeah.
Many were called, few were chosen. You only chosen ones. You have been there, done that. I'm glad that you came and you let us know your story. And thank God you are one who will be able to dissuade people from walking that road. Good show. Safe you home. God bless.
Thank you very much. And remember, this around this time, some addicts are born, because some people are going to drink for the first time. And again, people, we are getting lots of information on young people who trying drugs for the first time and ending up in St. Anne's. Please be careful of what you ingest from what you got from your friends. All of them under 25. And it's really unfortunate to hear mothers or fathers call and cry, literally, because they had a son who was going good, going for the first time at 18, take a smoke, get a black, and next thing you know, they're hearing voices and mashing up the house and, cursing their mother. And it's not a nice thing to witness. Please speak to your children out there. Please. Those of you going to university, don't listen to nobody to tell you, take this, it will help you to study. Go to a doctor and get some advice on what you can take, what tonic you can take, or whatever. Don't let no classroom physician.
Tonic, it has that still?
Hmm?
It have that still? I know that was a thing when we were growing up. But
Yeah.
Tonic,
Yeah,
okay.
there are things you can take for your brain that will nobody give you, offer you no drug to use. Because it can turn your whole life upside down. Remember, we tell you that, I beg you, we can't beg you enough here. Don't listen to no classroom physician. Okay? Please.
We'll be
Any
following
closing
people,
remarks?
yeah.
Yes. Any closing remarks from you as we go?
Oh, I just would like to say that, for the younger ones, really and truly just beware. We know that we tend to get, we feel big enough to try things on our own, but sometimes it is very dangerous and we don't know what can happen to ourselves. So just please be safe on going out. Let your parents know, your siblings know where you are, who you are with. So, anything comes up, we are aware.
And we want to support also as well, I think that's going to come up next, with opening and closing hours of bars in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes,
We support that. We have been
yes.
talking about for the last 15 years.
Yes.
Right? There must be a cutoff time.
Can't be any day, anytime.
Any day, anytime kind of thing. And there must be a cutoff time for alcohol sales during the week and on a weekend.
Yes.
Because all these bar owners know when they visit other countries, easy it is for them to comply with that law there.
Yes.
And they don't make joke with that.
Checking IDs and
checking IDs.
And checking IDs. Yeah.
And cutting off sales at a certain point.
Yes.
And also cutting off sales to persons who are patronizing your establishment, and you're allowing them to get further inebriated by continuing to serve them.
Yes.
Right? We don't have SIP-trained bartenders here. We don't have that system here. So a person could come to your establishment,
because about making
get
money
drunk, jump in their car, bounce their starter, and kill somebody.
Yeah.
And
Because all
nobody's
about making money, the more sales, the better. So if a person could come and spend $1,000 in alcohol and drink himself stupid and then go and sit in a car, the bar owner makes money.
Correct.
But in other countries, bar owners get in trouble for that,
Yes.
Because the police trace where you came from and why you let this person drink so much. No, some people might find that unfair.
Yeah.
It's not. So the opening and closing times of alcohol sale, we need to bring that to the table now.
Yes.
So during the week, midnight or 11 for the latest, bar closes. And they have a number of undercover police officers
The bar not to
visiting
close,
these bars.
they just
No, the
stop
bar
selling
not to close, they're
alcohol.
not selling alcohol.
Correct.
Right? And there are a number of undercover police officers who visit these bars to make sure that you comply. And from the time that time passes and you sell just a shot, anything containing alcohol, they take your license. Right? On a weekend, you go up to 2 o'clock. Right? Now, people might say, Carnival. What happens on Carnival time now? This is where politicians have it hard dealing in a country like this.
Yes.
Especially.
Yes, because it's always about the freeness of Carnival, and you're trying to tell people what to do and how to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
But there are ways to have fun and enjoy yourself without alcohol. Why are we not promoting that?
But they have Caribana and they have Labor Day. How does you eat out there?
Come on.
So, but it's a discussion I'm waiting to hear happen, and let's see how the promoters and bar owners respond to this one, because
you could do it without alcohol and without a certain noise too.
We cannot have people drinking alcohol 12 midnight, 1 o'clock in the week.
No, not necessary.
To go on the road or go home and no. I don't know how you all listening feel about that, but let's wrap up, Natasha.
Yes, so we want to thank Lila, for her honesty, her courage, and her willingness to open up about her journey with us today. Stories like hers remind us that addiction isn't a decimal point on a balance sheet. It is a human struggle.
And while bar owners fight to keep their doors open, there are people fighting for their lives. Both stories matter. The challenge is finding a way to care about both.
So if you or someone you love is struggling, there is help out there. You are not alone, and recovery is possible.
Absolutely. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning to you. I know you're listening to this program this morning. You know Stephen, right?
No.
Yes. When off the air, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Because I'm supposed to be calling the man name, but
Lord.
Yeah, you know who I've heard. But Stephen, morning to you, my friend, and thank you very much for being a guest here on this program. Join us next Sunday for another real conversation. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Oh, I have to say, coming up next week, we have a long-awaited interview with Alta. This is an interview that we're really proud to bring to you. We'll be interviewing some students and volunteer tutors at Alta. And we shared a couple of the PSAs today in the show. So I hope you're all looking forward to that. And thanks again to Alta to reaching out to us for this interview. So look forward to next week.
Yeah, most of people, there are people who couldn't read at all, folks. And now, because of this organization, they can. So stay tuned. Take care. Tamika, thanks very much. Shortman, thank you. Have a great week, people. Be safe.
Good afternoon.